What's going on, everyone? This is Ken Tanaka of W4F, and in today's top tip, I'm going to show you some strategies as well as equipment that you should use for bass fishing. Now, the equipment and setup I'm going to be using today is going to be a Texas rig, and I'm going to be primarily using plastic worms. I'm going to be using today an Eagle Claw, 1/4 ounce weight, also a 1/0 Gamakatsu offset hook, and as well as the Berkley power bait, and basically it's the power worm. I'm using the 7-inch Tequila Sunrise. Today we're going to be at Cedar Lake in Minneapolis. Now, today's equipment, I'm going to be using a Shimano Corrado reel. It is the 200 G7, and also a Shimano Compre. This is the 7-foot medium heavy. And the reason I like the Compre is it's very sensitive. It's got the exposed blank right there for sensitivity, as well as in the butt. Thing is, it is extremely sensitive, but on the downside it is also very brittle. It's not a big fan of being straight up and down and with a sharp bend on the rod tip, so be careful of that. I'm using 50-pound Power Pro braided line. Now, I know that this rod and reel is not set up or rated for that pound test. I mean, as you can see here, it's 10 to 17 pound, and I'm not sure what this reel is rated at, but primarily that's more concerned about the diameter. And today's braided line, the diameter is actually on this 50-pound braided line is actually smaller than a 14-pound monofilament. Now, I'm going to be using the Texas rig today, and here's the Texas rig setup. Here's my bullet weight I was mentioning earlier. I just feed that through the line, and with the offset, you just feed a little bit of the worm through and hook the body like that. And this is the Texas rig. Good thing about this is it is weedless, or basically semi-weedless. And you set the hook, it's going to punch right through that worm, so don't worry about that. The reason why I like Cedar Lake the best out of the chain of lakes is that it has the best structure from the shore. For instance, you have all these pads right here. A lot of good weed beds. You have fallen trees all over the place, and it is definitely the most accessible from the shore. The best place to look for, bass fishing are primarily spots like this right here. You're going to want to work these edges, lily pad edges, weed edges. You could see some weeds sticking out right there. Milfoil. You want to work these weed edges and lily pad edges here. Something like maybe toss a couple along this line here, along this edge, a couple past right through here. Oh yeah, fish on. Oh yeah, come on, get through there. Ah. Yeah. Here we go. Ah. Nice bass. Go. Nice little guy. Got him right on this pad edge right here. Like I said, just working the edges.
Is that edible?
I don't eat them, but yes, it is edible.
What kind of a fish is it?
It's a bass, largemouth bass.
Oh, that's a nice one. A bass?
Yeah, largemouth.
That's what I swim with, okay.
Oh, you swim with much bigger than this.
I know, I saw one guy, he threw it back in.
Oh, no. You swim with we're talking muskies like this big.
In this lake?
Oh yeah. Nice little bass.
I've always felt good figuring them bigger than they are.
Oh,
Not that much.
here, put it this way. Come here for a second. It's so funny. This lady just saw this largemouth bass and was like, so that's what I'm swimming with. And I gave her the harsh realities by showing some of the pictures of the muskie that I caught, that this is actually what you're swimming with. petrified. I told her she should probably take off her jewelry. Anything, you know, shiny in the water, they're gonna go for it. Matter of fact, I had a gentleman when I caught the muskie the other day. He mentioned that he was swimming over there and he was wearing a silver watch with a yellow face. I don't think it had anything to do with the yellow face, but the fact that it's a silver watch, you know, it just saw silver shimmer moving around and went for it. I caught that guy right in these little pockets here. Just cast it out and brought it in. He hit it right there on the edge. It's usually primarily where I catch it. Now, for instance, I'm gonna, you know, try this little edge right here. All through there is great as well. Now, another thing is that what you want to be feeling for. Obviously, panfish are going to hit this too, and they're going to be more like of a rapid fire hit. Pull it right away. Versus a bass where you're going to feel a nice ka-thunk, and they're going to slowly start pulling it in a direction. And once you feel that pressure, that's when you want to set that hook. Panfish are just, like I said, they're just going to hit it real quick. Rapid fire. Ba-ba-bam, ba-ba-bam. Take off with it. You just want to let that go. No bass is going to hit it like that. That's all going to be panfish, so patience and take your time with it. Besides these little pad edges, these fallen trees right here are a great spot. Unfortunately, this particular tree is in really shallow water, but you'd be surprised what you could pull out of trees like this, of fallen trees. Like this is a perfect scenario for where bass would be. I already had a couple tosses right there, and unfortunately didn't catch anything today, but I have caught a nice fish right on that edge right there. Here's an ideal situation where we have these two fallen logs right there. It's a perfect spot for bass. Gotta love when the plan works out. Booyah! Right into that tree jam. Nice little bass. Right next to that tree over there, like I said. There we go. Oh yeah. Caught a pig. Oh. Ooh! Come on. Yes. Alright. Caught him right out there on the weed edge there. Oh yeah! It's a pig! It's a pig! Ooh! Ooh! Woo! Yeah, baby! Get some of that! It is a pig! Oh! This is a hog! Yeah. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Get some of that, hog! Woo! Yeah! Oh yeah! I just caught that pig right there. Like I said, fallen structure is incredible for the bass. Just started dumping. I had to just wait in my car for a little bit before I could come back out, but I just caught him right off that point right there. Literally casted it right at that point, and he just took it instantly. I've also caught one on the other side of this tree actually before. Not today, but this little point, man, it's magic. And it looks like that's all for today. It is coming down. Woo! Man! That last catch was awesome, man. That's what it's all about, man. Fat little pig like that. It started coming down, so I had to call it a day. But anyway, I hope some of the tips that you learned today will help you catch some fish. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me on YouTube or check out my Facebook fan page. Basically, it's facebook.com/wish4fish. And let me know if some of the things that you learned today helped you catch a fish. Hell, post it on the Facebook page. That'd be great. I'd love to know what you used or what you learned to help you catch it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next top tip.